welcome back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
And remember, our goal is always to guide you to personal and financial wellness.
Well, welcome back to the second half of the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, where we've been sharing with you what you need to know, want to know, and should know about real estate, finance, your community, and so much more for going on 7 years now, Gino.
Getting close to 7 years, Don. And you know what they say about 7 years? It's the mark where you become an expert at anything you do, right? It's that 10,000 hour mark that they talk about.
We only got a few more months to get there.
Better practice?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, we have a lot of practice. In fact, to prove it, go to donandgino.com, DONANDGINO.com, and you'll see that we have literally probably 1,800 to 1,900 YouTube videos with interviews with some of the best. In fact, we put them all together locally right here in Santa Clarita for you, called America's Professional Resource Group. It is an amazing group because we have been able to interview over and over some of the best professionals and found out who really knows their stuff and who really cares about you in our community. And we have one of our favorites, our own personal financial planner and financial guru here, Chris, is back by popular demand, Mr. Chris Ingram with Ingram Financial Solutions.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure to be on the show. Enjoy it here.
Cool, appreciate that.
He dresses up our studio too. He's a good-looking dude, man. He always he's again the one who inspired us to Afterburn.
Don coined a term after you just earlier. He says that you helped us become Afterburnians.
Afterburnians.
How you like that? That's a cool name, huh?
It's not bad.
So what's cool is we're going to piggyback on some of the stuff that we were talking about with Lisa Odom earlier, who's our estate planner, real estate planner and stuff that I know you also work with and stuff. I love how we all team together. We talked about that, how important it is to have, a Carlos, Villalobos in one corner for insurance. You got Lisa Odom for estate plan, real estate plan. You got you for financial plan. You got all these areas that you can mix and match, basically, your CPAs and all that, because all that matters. You can't just one shop fits all. And that's why we love you coming on talking about additional investments. Like we were talking with Lisa about potentially putting your real estate investments into LLCs to help protect your other assets and stuff. What we wanted to talk to you about is, should real estate be another facet of your financial planning?
Right. And very much so. So when I meet with a new client and we start the financial planning process, it's very much, I am trying to analyze every aspect of their financial lives. And what I find in that process is that I will start talking to them about maybe their primary residence or the investment properties that they have, or finding ways to bring real estate into their life if it makes sense. And what I find a lot is the clients look at me and they act like they're a bit surprised that I'm willing to say, hey, take some of this money that you would have given me to invest and go put it in real estate, because I think the theory or what they see from other advisors is no, don't do anything
All mine
other than give this money to me and I'm going to invest it for you. And I'm not like that. I very much think that real estate makes sense. I love real estate. I think it's a great asset class.
You invest in real estate.
I invest in real estate, and I tell my clients that and make sure that they know what I do in real estate. And so then the question is how do they invest in real estate? What is the right thing for them based on maybe the net worth that they have, or liquid assets that they have, or what the goals are that they have? Are they looking for income, quick capital gains and flipping a property, or a quick profit? So that's where we start to boil down. What is it that they should own in real estate, and what is possible? Because some people have pipe dreams too, and they think, I want to own this giant, high rise down in LA, and you're like, nah, it's probably not going to happen.
Well, so that you bring up an interesting point, because one of the things that's frustrating about real estate to me, and as you know, I am an addict. I'm a real estate addict. So it's what we know. It's what I know best. It's what I've been successful at. So we're trying to find balance, and we're trying to move stuff towards the cash side. So the problem with real estate is it's not liquid. It's not liquid at all, and that's probably the most difficult part about owning real estate, is that it ties up your liquidity.
Right.
But let's just say you just mentioned something like someone that has aspirations of buying real estate, but maybe they don't have the down payment to buy real estate. They could buy a REIT.
They could.
Right?
Yes, and that's where when we go through what types of real estate they should own, we may find that, hey, it's just really not possible for them to own a second property or an apartment building or anything like that. And
so you always assess risk too.
That too. And you know, what does the market look like, and what is we don't want to tie up all their liquid assets, and what if they come into an emergency and they need to get to funds and now it's tied up in real estate. So these are all the things that you look at through the financial planning process. And if none of those holdings, that true hard asset of real estate makes sense for them, then we can come back to real estate investment trusts and various different real estate investment companies that you can then purchase within your portfolio to have real estate in your portfolio.
So you don't quite get to leverage the asset the same way, so it's, you know, that's
well,
one
and
of the downsides.
I was going to mention that. I mean, that's the thing about real estate is there's not many things, anything maybe, that you can leverage the asset to the degree that you can with real estate. And that's what makes real estate just so attractive. And
well, you can leverage the current and the future value of that property with not having to buy it all out, because you get to leverage it with a loan thanks to, that's what we do. We help you with that.
Right.
At Skyline Home Loans, because that's why we love our jobs. Right. We help you get into a home. You know, back in the day, you used to have buy it all out, build your own, or at least have 50% down. Then it was 20% down. Now you get vets can get in 0 down or 3.5% down for everyone else.
Right.
You know?
Now be careful with that, right? Because this is a slippery slope. Is your home an investment? And for me, only if you need the tax benefit.
Right.
If you don't need the tax benefit, the home is a place to live. A home is a place for pride of ownership, and so many other reasons it's a home. But as far as an investment goes, a home isn't the best investment. You buy an investment property and rent it, where somebody else pays the mortgage.
Then again, I disagree, because over time, nothing pays off better than real estate. That's how people become wealthy.
But you can do it with an investment property when you don't live in yourself.
That's true.
Yeah, so
that's why you balance it out with Chris.
Lots of different ways to skin the cat, but you know, and that's another thing is when you go through the financial planning process, I try and analyze that primary residence and what does that mean to them in their big financial picture, because it's still an asset that they have. Maybe not the best investment asset that they have, but it's still a very large asset that they have. And what is that going to accumulate to be at some point? Are they going to stay in that property during their retirement years? What are they going to do with that real estate or the other real estate that they own? That's another question that comes up a lot in the financial planning process is they may already own 3 or 4 rental properties. Are we going to keep them? Are we going to sell any of them? What do we want to do with those during retirement? So
depends on your age and whether you have a family or not, and all those other things too, right?
Strategies with that too.
All of that, because you know when I tell people all the time in their 20s, I'm like, buy as much as you can now. Even if you lose it all later, it doesn't matter. You could take risk. Once you're older and you have a family and you have kids and you have your primary residence, you know, we become a little more risk averse, and you're like, you want a little more safety. But if you're in your 20s and take as much risk as you can with real estate at that time.
Well, that's why, again, you need to talk with professionals. Like, the good thing, all of us are involved in real estate. We invest in real estate. We see the pros,
the good,
and
the
cons.
bad, and the ugly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There is a lot of that. But then, you know, also talking with professionals, they know about things like now, you know, somebody would tell them, oh, you only have to live in your property every 2 years to basically avoid the capital gains. That's potentially changing to 5 years. Right. That changes a lot. And you're like, so these are the things you need to know to properly invest. And you need to weigh it all out. And I love, Chris, that you weigh it all out. Right. You don't just, hey, I got the hot tip. Because that's what you do, right? You just go, I got the hot tip.
Right. Call everybody up and buy the same thing.
Yeah, that works.
Same thing for everybody.
Yeah. It doesn't work.
Well, and for all of you that know me, though, Chris is probably the only person that does not agree with this statement at all. He'd say, no, Gino answers the phone every time.
For you.
Not sure for anybody else in my life.
He answers the phone for me when I call. Yes.
All right, so we're going to give you more reasons to answer the phone when Chris calls, but also there's a hot topic right now, especially with the stock market being at peak levels, some of the highest levels we've ever seen. Are we due for a correction, or are you potentially going to lose potential gains by being too conservative, or should you be conservative? We're going to talk to Chris about that as soon as we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show.